What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BODYSLAM.net's AEW Dynamite Grand Slam post show. We got Mr. Mike Butler here. I'm Topher McCann. We got no cast tonight. He's at the show right now.
Wonder where he's at. Loser.
Maybe get some messages, some feedback. We'll see from Cass. We are also going to be joined by his co-host of The Push here on BODYSLAM.net, Tom Allen, but GTS, where's he at?
I'm pretty sure that's where he's at.
You got to call in the jabronis. We're
Save
here.
the day.
We got to save the day. That's exactly what we got to do. Plus, we missed our episode over the weekend. So because of bachelor party shenanigans, which we could get into, maybe we'll save that for it was me for jabronis, but that's for another show. But for now, we're talking about Dynamite and the big match everyone's been talking about, anticipating. We got it to kick off the show tonight. Let's Mike, get into it. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts. I feel like I'm broken. And here's why I feel like I'm broken. Not like Matt Hardy broken, but like as a wrestling fan, broken. And here's why. There were things that I liked about this match, but there were also things that I didn't like about this match. And the things that I didn't like are kind of sticking with me a little bit more than the things that I liked. So I guess in essence, what I'm trying to say is like, I'm going down Twitter and I'm reading everyone's thoughts on the match and they're all going crazy. They're going nuts. And I'm just like, I'm not feeling the same way. Like, this is the greatest Dynamite ever. This is the greatest match, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, something with the match just didn't connect with me. And I don't know if it's because maybe I'm not the biggest technical wrestling fan, and that's what it was. But it was good. It's just I wasn't on the edge of my seat with it. And some of the things I liked. First off, Brian Danielson looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, and I guess when you have a couple months off of no ring work and you get to work out, you get to get into shape, you get that break, you get that. And then other times, he busted out the cattle mutilation, which I feel like I never seen him do in WWE, or at least in a while, right? So I really loved that. I liked how they did the ending. The fact that I didn't like the match, I guess, kind of made me question the ending, I guess. Like, man, 30-minute time limit draw for a match that I wasn't really into. I wasn't a fan of the match, but I like the ending, if that makes any type of sense whatsoever.
Now, that ending is something that I really enjoyed about it, because a lot of times in those situations, a beat the clock, anything, you always get that almost rushed finish. That's something, and seeing them just beat the living shit out of each other and it just go down, and you're almost like, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for like, oh my God, someone going to do like a surprise roll up here, but just to hear that, because you faintly heard like the 45-second mark, I believe it was. And then it got mentioned. It got mentioned a few seconds later that it was by someone mentioned it. And then it just happened. And it was just like, yeah. And then Bryan Danielson continued. And I don't know, there was something about it that was satisfying to me. Because, like, I like how it wasn't what we talked about before, how it was instantly like non-title, Bryan Danielson's going to win the match. Like, I like how the time limit was used perfectly there. For it being mentioned all the time, like in every match or whatever, it doesn't get beaten to hell. But in a situation like this, I thought it was perfectly used.
And that's fair. And I'm not saying that I didn't like the match. I'm just saying I don't think it was as great as what everyone on Twitter was saying.
It's the appetizer to,
I guess. I think Friday's card is going to be a lot better, to be honest.
Now, how's this all working out? Did they do the first? Did they already do the first hour of Rampage, or they're filming?
I think they're filming it right now.
All 2 hours of it, the whole entire show. Okay, and they did, I guess, dark tapings beforehand.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I guess that. So you're talking like maybe like 5 hours of wrestling there.
So there was I don't know. What did you think about the whole setup, stage, the reaction from the crowd on Twitter, and just hearing from Cass and texts and tweets and stuff? It seemed unreal. The people inside.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like everyone was, anybody that was there that was tweeting about it. I mean, the crowd was coming off strong, and I don't know. Like, I thought it came across TV pretty good. But the setup, it looked good. Nothing to really write home about, I guess you could say. So,
all right. So that was the opener. We had a total of.
And I just want to say, like, I'm looking forward to the rematch whenever that may be. I don't think they really touch each other though until Daniel Bryan gets some wins under his belt and eventually is like the top contender, and then they can go back on this. And I think that's the match that everyone's gonna want to see. Maybe.
Hey, we don't have to agree with what everyone is saying all the time.
No, I know. This is newsflash. This is a subjective subject, I guess.
Yeah.
So
it's funny that you said that, because it reminded me when you were talking about this before. I was watching a clip of wrestling it's on Barstool Sports. Brandon Walker does podcast, and he had CM Punk on, and he exactly was talking about this scenario where they were talking about greatness or whatever, and people could say like Stone Cold was the greatest, or during our like box office and numbers, and then some people could say like Hulk Hogan is the greatest. It depends on, he's like, it's all subjective though. He's like, to me, I'm going to say Stone Cold, but I think Hulk Hogan's a piece of shit. That's just me. And that's what he said today. So the whole subjective thing just reminded me of, that's what all of this is.
It's all subjective. Nobody's stating facts, I guess you could say.
I mean, I was enjoying Sting wrestle, and then I'm just instantly on Twitter at the same time, and I'm seeing like Sting greater than Undertaker. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what pops into your head that it's just like, fuck the Undertaker at this moment? Just like,
yeah.
Taker has nothing to do with this. Taker didn't do shit.
He almost did. He almost did. When FTR, somebody went for the tombstone pile driver and did his whole gimmick.
That is true.
In that match. Very interesting.
That is true. I guess should we keep order? Like,
yeah, why not? Order's fine. Everyone likes order.
Flow through. Did we have the back? Was it right into a match, or did we have that backstage segment with? No, that was after the MJF match. I think like Jericho and.
Yeah. But I think we had CM Punk. CM Punk.
CM Punk was before, and then MJF. So, mean, kind of just CM Punk coming out, hearing the music, crowd singing along, getting that pop, and addressing the attacks from Team Taz. And but he also dropped the line about it's like the first time that professional wrestling show has been in New York for like, they say 20 years.
What do you think of these shots? You know, like I mean, it's basically a weekly thing. And I understand Punk, he probably has like a whole bunch of them just like locked and loaded. But you've already basically proven that you're more entertaining than what the WWE is right now. Don't worry about them. You know how like they always say like number one should never worry about number two. I think they need to kind of take that and just like, I don't want to say it's immature. I don't want to say that some of them aren't great, because a lot of them are. A lot of them are funny, but like things like that, like I don't know, like I feel like you're insulting the people that work in the WWE, because yes, they don't brand themselves as pro wrestling, but I mean, they're wrestling, you know? So, and I know that's maybe not a shot at the athletes, it's a shot at the management. But if I'm a WWE guy, maybe I take offense to that.
It's another thing about the whole subjective thing, I think. I feel some people love that they're poking at them, and then some are like, all right, I think you should, but I feel like that there's also that balance of it. But so I'm kind of for it sometimes, and sometimes I'm like exactly what you just said, like, all right, I mean, it's not, but it doesn't bother me. I the whole companies just, it all goes back to Twitter and all the fighting over it. Just like literally while Sting's wrestling like on television right now at the age of 62, and someone just like tweets out like a greater than Undertaker thing. It's just like, what is just
I will say that like the back and forth on Twitter, good Lord, it is annoying. Like very annoying. We had a couple comments already saying that we're tools if you didn't like the Daniel Bryan Omega match. I think that was more directed towards me, but
I just saw
like I mean, who gives a crap? You think what you think, I think what I think. We go on about our day. It's like it's all great. Like the back and forth between AEW fans and WWE fans, A, unnecessary, B, annoying as hell. Like just enjoy it. Like I'm not gonna get into the WWE stuff because this is an AEW show, but there was some good wrestling on this week. So I don't like when the Young Bucks do it, the whole taking shots at WWE, because I think they think that they're funnier than they actually are. I don't laugh at them necessarily. But, I mean, Punk, I get it.
I don't know if that's just, I feel like they do it a lot more on BTE. And also, I feel like it was more before AEW. It was way more. I feel like it still happens a lot. I'm not going to, but.
Oh, they put it in their bio sometimes on Twitter. They do it on TV. They I mean, with the Young Bucks is if there's a shot to take, they're going to take it.
They're your favorite.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But we did have an appearance from them. We forgot to mention. Super Click came down, and
that's right.
They basically just set up the Rampage match, which is happening this Friday. But let's move along now to MJF Pillman Jr.
This was a match that I was like pretty excited for. I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't the match that I was like after watching the whole show. It wasn't the match that got my intrigue the most, but this was I think this was your basic heel versus face match, and heel goes over because the heel should have went over. MJF is on fire right now, and I don't think anyone's really gonna stop him. But I will say Brian Pillman Jr. is a star and will be a star in sooner rather than later.
And I don't think that this feud is over at all yet. There's some little shenanigans thrown out there. So this continues. And again, like you said, I mean, even in defeat, Pillman looked great. The build-up, I mean, Varsity Blondes in general, all the way they've been built and having tag team shots before, like, having a great 2021. And it's a great feud just after all the Jericho feud with MJF. It was like the perfect little feud. I've said this before to kind of gap what's next for MJF.
That's the thing. This is kind of a feud to hold him over until like the next big one, I think, comes along. And who could the next big one be? Obviously, I think you're going to go to a lot of fans are going to think CM Punk. I think a lot of people are going to think Bryan Danielson because they just got there, and those are matches that people want to see. But you also, you want to save some of those matches for the big shows, right? So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. But I agree with you. I think they can run with this Pillman thing a little bit longer.
And also just with all of the talent, and just right now we have like the 2 titles. It's just like you don't know who. You have all these people you're just lined up like, I want to see a title on them. And it's just like you can't make this happen. Like Miro's got a title. I'm like, yes, Omega's got the title, but it's just like Omega, he needs a title. Black, he needs a title. Adam Cole, he needs a title. Daniel Bryan, he needs a title. CM Punk, he needs a title. So it's just the whole mashup now of what all these feuds could be. Some non-title, some 4 titles. Just they're all over the place.
All over the place. And, it should be like that. I mean, I'm glad that they're not overstacked with titles. It makes them, in my opinion, my subjective opinion, it makes the titles worth more. So, and that more special when the people that we do want to see with the title win that title. So, I'm all for that. We should give a shout out to BJ Darden, who says that the debut show, the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast, is live at 8 p.m. Pacific on bodyslam.net. I don't know time zone differences, but everyone be sure to check that out.
That's like 11 our time?
I feel like maybe that's 11 our time.
West Coast. So
is that West Coast
out there? Right?
Is that like Midwest? No, that's Central. That's Central.
Are we going mountain?
I'm wrong.
So yeah,
that mountain is like Colorado stuff. So we're good. What'd you think of the camera on the turnbuckles?
I like it. I like some different angles of
that scene where Pillman Jr. was bashing MJF's head on the turnbuckles, and you got that camera view from the turnbuckle. I thought that was excellent. I thought that was real great.
This is subjective, but I liked it.
We are being subjective here. This is a very subjective show. We did have a backstage little segment with Jericho and Hager.
hyping up their match on Rampage against, was it Men of the Year, right?
Men of the Year.
And then we moved right along to the action because we still have.
I need to stop right there. I have a very serious question about this segment. Who are they referring to when they're talking about the MMA people, like the Paige Van Zants and whoever else is in there? What are they called?
Oh my God, I had something of the what was it? The Fighters, America's Fighters, or so.
Have they been a thing in AEW, or is that like something they go by like on Twitter or something?
They've been announcing them as a faction, like, and it has come up underneath when they say like Men of the Year with Dan Lambert and I'm just drawing on it.
Like, because I've never seen Paige Van and in AEW before, so I didn't know if like she was there all the time or what. But I find it weird that they have a name and everything already.
Like cameos.
Okay. Fair enough.
What do we have? What was after? Oh my God, we had Malachi and Cody.
This was the match that I was actually on my ass for, as a matter of fact, which I didn't think was going to happen, but here we are. I love the match.
You love the match.
I think I love the match. I love the match. You know what? I didn't like it as much as their first one, but I liked it. I liked it. Considering my subjective opinions on the opening match and the Mjf Pillman match was your standard heel versus face match. I think this match was top notch. I will say top notch.
This could be subjective, not subjective, but I mean, Cody's kind of acting like a little bit like a bad guy. What are your thoughts? Oh no, he's frozen.
There we go.
Where? All right, he's back. Hey, what's up?
That should not be happening. I have 5 bars here. All right,
you're fading.
I know. So the match with Malachi and Cody Rhodes, I liked it. Cody, I don't know how it came across to you, but the Cody's reaction was just heel.
Pushed that ref pretty hard.
Well, not even that. I mean, from the get-go, he came out in his superhero outfit, it looked like. But it didn't seem like the fans gave a shit at all.
There's Malachi. I mean, from what I was hearing, I mean, he's been pretty over.
Really?
Yeah, people like him.
I'm not arguing that. It seems like he's always trying to come up with a feel-good moment, bringing Brandy out. You know, her first appearance, I think, since giving birth. Feel-good stuff, but I think the fans are kind of over the Cody Rhodes persona. As D-Star said in the comments, he's at a crossroads in his career. No pun intended. Very nice. And then Money Magusta, I think I said that right, said match was pretty good. Arm slipping off the ring was bad. I noticed that, and I didn't know if that was like a botch, or if I mean, I guess it was a botch. I don't.
I still every time, and I've probably said this on recordings. Arn Anderson with his freaking menu playbook thing, and every time he comes out, he always like goes up to Cody and is like, and has it over his mouth and whispers it to him. It's just like, what the fuck are you saying to him that you didn't say right before you go out? Like, you get out there and you pin them 1, 2, 3. Or like, what's on there? What is on there?
Well, you know how it is. You see these NFL coaches on the sidelines on Sunday, and they're doing the whole thing like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, because you want the other coaches who may have TV screens or something to see what you're saying. And maybe Arn thinks Malachi's coaches are like, yo, he's about to do this. He's about to pin you 1, 2, 3. Or he could just be discussing what he wants for dinner later. I don't know.
That's true. Could be a Denny's menu. I mean, could be hair flip, squisher, just a list of moves. I don't know. But we ended up having...
Right. At the 3-minute mark, you brush your fingers through your hair. Okay.
Perfect. But yes, we ended up having Cody push the ref. We had a black mist shot into the eyes of Cody by Malachi. And then we had a nice little roll up. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Was it a small package, or was it a school?
It was a small package.
It was a small package. That's right. A lot of debate on Twitter with the mists. We've seen red mist in the past. We've seen green mist in the past. Now we see black mist. And which one's worse? I think black mist is the worst of the 3. I think green is like
almost
does
funny.
it look the most devastating? I was scared shitless of the green mist.
I feel like it's funny. I feel like it's ha-ha. I feel like someone that rhymes with Rosca on another show, another brand that we're not talking about right now, sometimes maybe used green mist recently. Not famous for it. I mean, there was other ones, but I'm not going to try to rhyme their name.
I was still trying to figure out whose name rhymed with Rosca. Got it.
It was not good.
I was trying to figure out what Rosca meant. See, Tajiri's mist was F, but he had a whole bunch of different colors.
I was trying to rhyme Tajiri's name with something, but
Fiji.
Rafiji.
Rafi, the monkey from Lion King. Rafiji. Or Rafi.
I like spitters. I like swallowers. I like them all. Mist, whatever's in your mouth and you're spitting or you're swallowing, it's up to you. It's subjective. It's subjective.
It's subjective. This is a subjective show. If you like spitters, fine. Swallowers are cool too. All subjective.
So yes, we have now Malachi 0-2 versus Cody. I see
against Cody.
Yes, thought I said Cody there, but Malachi 2-0, and I mean it's
over, right?
I feel like this is the slow. Even though I feel like he said recently he wouldn't be a heel, I feel like this is slowly going down the road of bad Cody.
Do you think? I agree, but do you think like the fact that his reality show debuts next week, do you think it has anything to do with whether or not he turns sooner or later?
I feel like this, whatever they have, they're going to be putting out there will already be, by the time it actually happens, the show's going to already have its first season run or whatever. I see how, like, could it happen? Could they still do, like, the next season while he's, like, a bad character? Maybe. One thing I was thinking of is with all of this nonsense, are we going to have to do a post show to, like, Roads to the Top? I feel like Cass is going to be like, all right, guys, we need
somebody needs to cover Roads to the Top.
Roads to the Top. I'm just like, nah, damn it.
Those things are brutal. I mean, I wish the best for the show, but I've tried my Total Bellas and I've had my Total Divas fill and never really tried Ms. and Mrs. but because I've had bad experiences with the other reality shows, and I'm just like, those are hard to get through. And that's not just wrestling ones, but like all of them. All of them.
Grizzly Knows Best. We'll probably be doing post.
Grizzly Knows Best is the worst of all of them.
But they have like 3 shows like now that family.
Yeah, somebody watches them. Some type of demographic watches Grizzly Knows Best and keeps them in business. I don't know hey, whoever you are, God bless you.
Also, we can.
You didn't know? Yeah, you could totally do that on the. You could totally do that. I knew you could do it. I forgot how to.
Thank you, D-Star Pajiri. We can't talk about. Sometimes there's other people who do another show on BODYSLAM.net that do a post show and then talk about the other brand the whole entire time. Not all of them. I think it's like half of them. His name rhymes with rom-com. If we're doing rhyming, all right. Can I type
you
stuff
say
in?
Rom-com?
Rom-com.
I don't think you can. You could go on YouTube and type in stuff.
I was saying I could write a comment now. I didn't really mess with all that stuff. I don't click things.
But
I know
don't think you can.
I could probably say whatever I want. Did I lose you again? All right. When things like this happen, I always wonder, can the other person hear me? And I'm thinking, no. All right, I'm going until he comes back. We move on. We're going to talk about now the little promo that they showed for Roads to the Top. Now, like we were just saying, this looks like an action-packed show, obviously. I'm just kidding. Next match, it's just going to be me. Oh, he left, and now I'm in a little split screen here. So we're going to go back to, you're going to get full-blown me for a little bit. Or actually, I kind of like this. Let's go over to this one until he comes back. All right, guys. Next up, we had FTR, and we had Darby Allin and Sting. And now, I don't know. We had the whole NW. I'm seeing he's back now. Now I gotta zoom you in there. There you go. Hey,
sorry about that.
It's okay.
I turned off like everything.
I started trying to talk about the Roads to the Top little promo that they showed for a second. But then I was like, all right, I'll start randomly saying next up is FTR and Sting and Darby Allin. Oh my God. No. The back end of our everything was going so good, and then we just lost half of us. Now it's just me talking about FTR, Sting, and Darby Allin. They had a match. It was fun. There was an all-time great sign out there. I don't know if anybody watches I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. If you don't, now I'm split again. I'm split right in the middle. Well, I was mentioning, I wish I had like a technical difficulty sign I could put up while we're waiting for him. Do you guys want full-blown? Let's see here. We'll go full-blown, just me. All right. Mike should join us soon. But anyway, during the beginning of the entrance, FTR, Darby Allin and Sting. Darby Allin's coming out, and there is a sign put out there. Here, he's back. He's back. Is everything okay?
I hope so.
I was just mentioning that my favorite sign of the night, a show on Netflix, I Think You Should Leave. There's this whole skit about coffin flops where coffins, bodies just fall out of the coffins because they're made of shit wood and they roll out. And that's the point of the whole entire show on Corncob TV. There's bodies falling out of coffins, coffin flop. And then, of course, Darby Allin's move, coffin drop.
Coffin drop.
Perfect. As Darby Allin's coming down, they just cut to someone who's holding this sign, and literally the most excited I've ever been. Tweeted it. Just so excited. And I guess if you don't watch,
you're not the only one who tweeted it. Because I've seen a lot of people tweet that picture, and everyone was excited. So I must get on this Netflix trend.
It's 2 seasons. Each season's like 6 episodes, and it's about the episodes are under 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. Sketch comedy, ridiculous. Some of the funniest stuff I've seen. I've rewatched all these episodes. I'd have to say, I can't even tell you. It's kind of I've rewatched certain sketches over 50 times. Like, very funny, wow. Highly suggested. I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Okay.
Do it.
Very hard to make me laugh. Just letting you know. Very hard.
All right.
But I'll give it a shot.
What did you think about this tag match?
I loved it. I liked it. You know, Sting's. Don't know how Sting's still able to do what he's doing. Was he Did he come out with a red teardrop, or was he cut open? Because there was some red dripping on his eyeball that was dripping down.
I don't know if that was part of, because I know he had a different setup with his makeup tonight. I don't know if that was part of the.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. But look, FTR. Like I said, I thought they were going to get in trouble for gimmick infringement at some point in this match due to the old Undertaker gimmick and not the tombstone. I know the tombstone's been a move for a while, even probably before Undertaker, but the whole, that thing. But again, with what Sting is able to do and what, Darby and obviously FTR, probably one of the, if not the best tag team out there. I thought the match was very good. Kudos.
All the way, yeah, it was a FTR involved. Not going to be good. All the way down to the finish, just the reaching out and then the coffin flop. Right on.
Coffin drop.
No. Flopping. Made of shit wood. They're made of shit wood.
I saw that spot coming, and I thought it was going to end up a lot worse than what it actually did. I'm real glad that it didn't end up the way I was going. I thought they were going to kind of end up like that, except further. But
a scissor.
Eventually, though, you wonder where this is going with Sting and with Darby. Are they like FTR? They're pretty high up in the rankings, right? Or maybe not. Are they?
I feel like they've been losing recently.
I don't pay attention to the damn rankings, unfortunately.
Well, the rankings are still, even though I like that they have them, they're just weird. And some of them don't make sense.
Right.
Like
they don't make sense.
Like someone, I feel like when I was looking at it, like someone who was like 22, I'm making this up, like 22-1, was ranked. I don't know how they do it, because I'm pretty sure the top ranked men's is record wise is Orange Cassidy. is up there in the almost at the top. Remember I was
But
looking at
also,
it
you got
last
to
week.
feel since he had his title shot, he probably moves back despite his record. Feel me?
I just like that they
Hopefully you
have
feel me.
the records. I think it's a great
I like
idea.
the records.
Even though and it's almost like I mean, like college football and shit. Like when you put the rankings out each week, you're gonna be like,
Penn State top 10. What's up?
Is it subjective? But what's good?
Not Penn State being top 10. That's a fact. That's a fact. Sorry.
Do we have now main event?
Yeah. I think they may have ran down the card after this tag match, the card for Friday night, but we have the main event. Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho. And
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Loved it.
It was good. I like how it was spot. I like how the whole card was laid out. This should have been the main event. I mean, we had Britt's crew getting involved again to help get the win. It's been happening. But overall,
I would be how I put this without getting in trouble from AEW marks. I would be out of touch, I guess, if I didn't say that when the ending of this match goes with the time limit draw at the beginning of the match, and those are your two bookends, you have a time limit draw, and then you have a screwy finish. It's like you start off the night, no winner, and then you have a match where somebody had basically a distraction finish is what I'm saying. And so I don't think they needed to do it like that. Again, subjective. Word of the day.
He said it.
I think they did not need the distraction finish for this. Aside from that, it was good.
I just put it up.
Is that word. Twitter? What is that symbol?
What? The Periscope?
What is that symbol that
That's the Periscope.
Oh, we're on Periscope?
So through Twitter, which is Twitter.
I didn't know that was still a thing.
So
this is technically on Twitter, but from a Periscope point of view.
If you go on the BODYSLAM.net Twitter right now, we're up there. You can click on it. YouTube, we're on that. Facebook, we're on that. At least three.
Wow, that's great.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, we got all types of. We got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Periscope.
Got all this.
It's amazing
here. But I mean, overall, great show. Looking forward to the card on Friday.
5 out of 10 for tonight. 5 out of 10.
Whoa. All right, let's put that back up again.
Yeah. All right. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I think Friday's card is going to be better. Oh, come on. You got the Elite versus Christian and Jurassic Express. You got Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I have no idea how that's going to go down. I mean, can he, though? I don't think he can. I hope so, but I don't think he can. What else you got? Oh, my God. The Moxley Kingston versus Archer and the other guy. that I'm not familiar with because I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling or the last 2 weeks of AEW either, I guess. In a lights out match. Yeah, there you go. Look,
we
beers. Everything I say today, beers.
Beers.
That match is going to be phenomenal, and I expect bloodshed, and I can't wait for that. That's the stuff I'm into.
But now
I don't know what else is on the card.
But also, we're gonna be somewhere else at that
Are we allowed to say this?
I think at this point now.
Are we allowed to say this?
Yeah, can we hold on here? Let's go.
I feel like the left side is the host side, okay? I don't want to be here. I feel like I got to carry the show now. But with my shitty ass internet, I'm not capable of doing that.
You're going to like it.
All right. Welcome to the AEW post show where we're about to plug where we'll be Friday night.
Yeah, but now let's switch it up. Ready? Let's do this. Like that.
Whoa! Takeover.
Look what we did. Look what we did here. Look what we did. All right. But now we got to, we moved off now. We moved off of we're going to do some plugs now for the Jabronis, which we missed last week because of me, because of a bachelor party. Oh, so I'm the Jabroni of the week.
Wait. There we go. His fault. Just saying. Wins the Jabroni World title. Goes on vacation.
Jabroni World titles downstairs. I got the pushes.
Of course it is. We see what the real title is.
The pushes, predictions, plastic titles over here. The real is on display in my house downstairs. So when people come in, they're like, wow, is this the house of the belt collector? And I go, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But we're going to be at SmackDown this Friday in Philly. We're going to be in the parking lot. We're going to be doing shenanigans. We may be filming content. We may be drinking. We may be filming content of us drinking. You never know.
That's my favorite part.
It's going to be exciting. Following, the next Saturday, we're going to have to be on here because titles will be on the line.
That's like the day after SmackDown.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday if we decide whatever. We got Extreme Rules. We got a pay-per-view on Sunday.
One full match with Extreme Rules. That's it. Also, I do want to point out it is coming up to that time where about, I don't know, I'd say 2 months ago maybe, AEW released their AEW wrestling crate or whatever. And the first crate is due in October, which I will be receiving. And as soon as that hits my doorstep, I will let Toph know, and we can do a little reveal maybe on an episode of the Jabronis. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And maybe since everyone's in the giveaway mood, maybe I'll give something away from that very box.
That's a good idea. I was telling them last week that I have a couple ideas. Maybe we'll be. I think they're doing one now. We'll be on deck then. I think they have the Edge one they're doing right now. Edge Funko Pop. It's awesome. But yeah, so we're gonna be downtown Philadelphia, SmackDown this Friday. Find us. We're gonna be back this weekend. Oh God. And then I think it's finally Everything calms down, I think, finally. Wait, what? Really? No?
I
Crown
think
Jewel?
in 2 weeks, we got to prepare for a draft.
Ah, shit. Yeah. I was going to say, and we have all the technology now to put the ticker at the bottom.
Yeah.
Type up. We could put all the picks up and have them
We got all the gimmicks.
bottom.
We got all the gimmicks.
Now we have to. I'm gonna find it and post it. I watched it. I skimmed through it. A few months ago.
You had to skim. You had to skim.
I found our draft that we did years ago when the draft was first announced and they did it. We did one. We were just little babies at the time. But
we were just little baby podcasters. And now we're just toddler podcasters.
So yes, we will be doing the draft. I don't know when should we have it done before the actual draft, or we do it the week of the draft? Do we do it in between?
So I'm pretty sure next Friday is the first night. And then it wraps up Monday night.
So we'll set the ground rules of rounds, how many picks we're going to be having.
Sure.
Be a little.
We'll iron out the details.
Yeah, we will. But I think that's since we switched over Jabroni's, we were just plugging some Jabroni stuff away. Look for that. You can check out all things Body Slam over at bodyslam.net. Go follow them on Facebook, and by them I also mean us, everybody, the Body Slam crew on Facebook, Twitter. We're all there. Everyone's Twitters. Go follow us. The video right now, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're watching this now, hello. If people are watching this tomorrow. If you're at the show, if you're watching tapings right now, just good morning. Maybe it's morning time. It's the next day. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Follow Jabroni Butler on Twitter. Follow Jabroni McCann on Twitter. Follow Jabroni's Pod, Body Slam Net. Body Slam _pod is for the push. And we have more. We have new shows coming to the network. We have also shout out to our
Roundtable of Pro Wrestling.
Yes. And I'm sure we'll be joined soon enough for some post shows. We'll be having some pop-ins. We're going to have some revolving cast of characters. Some maybe involved with Body Slam. Some maybe just fans of wrestling hopping on and giving their thoughts. Yeah, because you can't always just have
fans show.
I mean, because if it's not for us, where's the post show, huh? We got people traveling to Queens to go to it. All right. And we got Sleeping Beauties. Sleeping Beauties. Love you, Tommy. All right. Anything else? We good? Did we kill it? Did we do it?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. I think we're good. Remember, guys, It's all subjective.
Goddamn right. And I mean, you can look at. I don't know what the Rampage post show, whatever we're doing, on Friday. That's all going to be cast.
Freaking mess. That might be Cass, and that just might be Cass.
It might just be Cass. He might have to get somebody.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, it's a 2-hour show. It'll end at midnight. There might not even be a post show.
No one's going to be home. No one's going to be in studio at all, I don't think. Because I'm sure he's going to be there.
At midnight, though? At midnight?
I wouldn't trust me to be here. Cass could still be in. He's going to be in New York probably still.
All right. Well,
If you want,
We'll see about Friday. We'll see about Friday night.
Tweet our drive home.
There we go. We could totally live tweet our drive home.
All right, everybody.
That works.
Enjoy part 2 of Grand Slam Rampage this Friday, and the Jabronis will see all of you this weekend. Jabronis out.